you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it. My name is Melyssa Scott, and I'm here to talk to you about different ways to maintain your mental health as you grow into the future leaders of tomorrow. We're going to start with a quick activity. First thing I'd like you to do is grab your cell phones. Have a cell phone? If you don't worry, you can remember this for later. We're going to navigate to your photo albums. First thing we're going to do is create a new photo album. So just click on the little X to create a new photo album. And entitle it with a happy face emoji. That's it. When you're done, put your phone down and then put your hand up in the air so I know that you've done that. Just creating a new photo album. Awesome. Just a new photo album, happy face emoji, so we're going to go back to this later after. Great, you guys are fast. I love it. All right, we're going to dive right into the story that I want to share with you today. So we're going to discuss something incredibly important to me, which is the benefits of vulnerability, asking for help and accepting help, and choosing kindness. Right now, as teenagers, you're at a stage in life when you're discovering who you are and what kind of leader you want to be. We often think of leaders as strong and self-reliant, but true leadership goes beyond that, and that's what I want to focus on today. You know when the feelings of life just become overwhelming, right? School, sports, work, all of that, and it just becomes a lot. It doesn't feel very good, right? Well, 3 years ago, I had that same moment. I stood in my kitchen, and I was overwhelmed with life at that moment. And I said to myself, I asked 3 questions. I said, who am I? What is my purpose? And do I matter? You ever thought those questions? If you haven't, that's okay, but there might be a time in your life when you do. Who am I? What is my purpose? And do I matter? Well, 3 weeks after I stood and I had that moment, the absolute unthinkable happened. January 14th, 2022 was the worst day of my life. I'm going to share a little bit more about that. With very little indication that anything was wrong, my husband, Jeff, publicly and tragically died of suicide. With very little indication that I knew what was going to happen, it was tough. But he was a brilliant man. He achieved his undergrad degree from the University of Western Ontario in Canada. I'm Canadian, you might hear the accent. He achieved his postdoc from Harvard Medical School. He was an adjunct professor from Brown University and a distinguished medical scientist. But at that time, in 2022, living in the pandemic, the stress of 2 jobs, creating his dream life as a husband, father, and friend, caused his brain to literally fracture over only a few days. He was never depressed or sad. He always had happy eyes. I can only imagine that he felt the intense weight of the world on his shoulders, and his brain didn't know how to ask for help, and it broke. That's the important thing, and I'm going to repeat that. His brain didn't know how to ask for help, and it broke. He was never vulnerable with anyone, including myself. The day of the funeral started as a very, very hard day, but it ended in a very beautiful way. Friends of mine flew across the country to be with myself and my 2 daughters. When they arrived at my house, they recognized that we needed to give our brains a break. You know what we did? We told funny stories and we laughed till our faces hurt. We put on really loud music and we danced in my kitchen with my children. It started as a really, really hard day, but it ended feeling loved. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful gift that they gave me, and I'll always cherish that day. We went to sleep feeling loved, supported, and normal. It was a beautiful gift. In the 8 weeks following his passing, I tackled some of life's most challenging events. The loss of a loved one. I sold my house and I moved to a new one, and I started a new job. Stressful? You better believe it. But how did I move forward? And that's really what I want to talk to you about. So that's why I gave you that background and story. How do we move forward when life gives you a lot on your plate? And the 3 things that I did were I was vulnerable, I asked for help, and and I accepted it, and I chose kindness. What I found is that embracing vulnerability, choosing kindness, asking for help, and accepting help are the keys to maintaining your mental health and building a supportive community around you. These qualities will make you a stronger person and a better leader. Now let's dive a little deeper into those qualities. So the first one is vulnerability. I didn't hide from my story. In fact, I was completely vulnerable with everyone that I knew. Kind of a little bit what I'm doing today. It's hard. It's not easy to be vulnerable. But what I found is that it's a powerful strength. It means being honest about your feelings, your struggles, and your needs. And when you open up to those around you, you build deeper, more genuine connections. The connections can provide a support system that can help you navigate your ups and downs in life. So imagine when you're feeling a difficult situation, whether it be at school or in your personal life, if you keep that bottled up, it doesn't feel good, right? Stress and anxiety doesn't feel good at all. But if you're vulnerable enough to share your worries with a friend, a family member, loved one, a teacher, anyone that you choose to do that, what you'll find is that you're not alone. People care about you and they want to help you. So the second key quality that I want to talk about is asking for help and accepting it. It's often perceived that asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's not the case. In reality, it demonstrates strength and self-awareness. And I really want you to remember that part. Strength and self-awareness. Great leaders understand that they don't have all the answers and you don't have to handle everything yourself. Asking for help is often necessary and very much needed. After the passing of my husband, I realized I needed help. And I learned to ask for help in my life. And that was hard. Asking for help is really, really hard. And it's even hard to accept that help. But I knew it was the right thing to do. But what I found is that accepting help can start a cycle of kindness. It creates this group of positivity around you. It's pretty darn cool. Which leads me to our third and final quality, which is choosing kindness. Kindness is a fundamental key of effective leadership. It's a universal language that transcends boundaries and builds connections. It involves showing empathy, being considerate, and treating others with respect. When you lead with kindness, you create an environment where people feel valued and seen, and it feels really good to feel valued and seen. Kindness can have many benefits, and I know you know what they are, but just to reiterate, it can increase self-esteem, it can create better connections, it can reduce stress and anxiety, and my personal favorite is kindness is contagious. When you witness a kind act, you're more likely to be kind yourself. It's pretty darn cool. So let me share an example. A few weeks after the funeral, I received one of my most memorable gifts. 500 paper plates, cups, plastic utensils, and napkins. Such a simple, but yet powerful gift. This came from someone whom I've never met in real life. But you know what? She recognized my role as a mom, and that I wouldn't have the energy to do something simple like the dishes. I felt seen. I get chills when I tell that story because it is so important to know that those small acts of kindness can make such a deep impact. And in fact, I keep the note that she gave me on my bulletin board of just how powerful those small acts of kindness can be. So think about a time when someone was kind to you. How did it make you feel? Probably pretty good. Acts of kindness, no matter how small, like holding the door open for someone or paying for their Dunkin' Donuts, can brighten your day and lift your spirits. So as you grow into a leader, choosing kindness will inspire others to do the same, creating that ripple effect of positivity around you. So you remember at the beginning when I asked you to create that photo album, like why did we do that, right? Well, whenever you receive a compliment or a positive message, whether it's long or short, I would love if you could take a screenshot of it and save it in that photo album. When you need it, when life is hard, that is going to be where you can find your source of pride and comfort, and read those messages from all the people that have sent you something positive over the years. When you wonder, who am I? What is my purpose? And do I matter? Take a look at that photo album. Read them, remind yourself of how special you are, and you are valued and seen. My hope is that photo album is a source of pride and comfort for when you need it most. The path to true leadership is paved with kindness, vulnerability, and the courage to ask for and accept help. So as you move forward in life, let your actions be guided by the principles of leadership and kindness, and watch how they transform not only your life, but the lives of those around you. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Much love to all. Thank you.